Welcome to the Methodcast, where we break down the hidden patterns that keep people stuck in addiction and habits they don't want. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest lies addiction tells you, the just one peek myth. You know exactly how it sounds. Just one peek won't hurt, just one quick look. I won't go all the way, just a little. I'll just check something for a second, and then I'll stop. It's the little whisper in the back of your mind that convinces you that one time won't make a difference, that you can control it, that you can step back into the habit without falling all the way in. And today, we're going to expose this for what it really is, the trap that keeps people stuck for years. Let's start with the psychology behind it. Why does the brain convince you that just one peek is harmless? It's because addiction doesn't come at you like a storm. It sneaks up on you. It knows that if it asked you to binge watch hours of porn right now, you'd probably say no. So instead, it baits you with something that feels small. The problem? There's no such thing as just one peek, because the moment you take that tiny step back toward the addiction, you reopen the door completely. You wake up the cravings, you restart the cycle, and suddenly something that felt small turns into a full-blown relapse. It's like standing at the edge of a pool and thinking, I'll just dip my toe in. But the moment you do, you slip, you fall, and suddenly you're completely submerged. And here's where it gets worse. Every time you fall for the just one peek lie, you reinforce the addiction. You teach your brain that porn is something valuable, something special, something you need to sneak back to. And because of that, quitting gets harder and harder. Now let's talk about what happens when someone falls for this kind of thinking. At first, they feel a rush of relief because the craving is temporarily satisfied. But immediately after, reality hits. The guilt, the disappointment, the frustration. And here's the real danger. The moment they slip, the brain panics. It thinks, well, I already messed up. I might as well go all the way. And instead of stopping after just one peek, they binge. They go deeper, watching for longer, consuming more extreme content than before. And when it's finally over, they feel worse than ever. But now there's another problem. Because they slipped, their brain tells them, you're back to square one. You failed. Might as well keep going. And that's how people get trapped for months, even years. This is what addiction does. It uses guilt as fuel. It convinces you that since you already messed up, you should stay in the habit. It makes you think that recovery has to be perfect, that if you slip even once, all your progress is lost. But here's the truth. Progress isn't lost because of one slip. It's lost because of the decision to keep slipping. And that's why Easy Peasy is so different. It doesn't tell you to fight urges. It doesn't ask you to struggle with willpower. It simply removes the desire completely. It helps you see that porn was never giving you anything in the first place. And once you don't want it anymore, the just one peek myth loses all its power. Because when you no longer see porn as something valuable, why would you even consider looking at it again? Think about a cigarette smoker who finally quits and realizes they feel better without smoking. Would they be tempted by just one puff? Number. Because they don't want it anymore. They see it as poison, not as something they're missing out on. That's the shift that breaks the cycle completely. Now let's talk about how this myth keeps people stuck in dependence. The reason addiction survives is because it never lets you leave completely. It plants little seeds in your mind. It waits for moments of weakness. It convinces you that quitting is a lifetime struggle, that you'll always be tempted, that you'll always have urges. And that's why the Easy Peasy method tells you to never leave the door open. Because if you leave even a crack, if you allow yourself to believe that just one peek is okay, the addiction will use it against you. It's like a thief knocking on your door asking, can I just step inside for 1 second? If you let them in, even for a moment, they're not leaving anytime soon. That's why true freedom isn't about resisting cravings. It's about removing them completely. It's about seeing porn for what it really is. Not a source of pleasure, not a stress relief, but a con. A mental illusion that was never giving you anything. And when you see that, the idea of just one peek becomes ridiculous. Because why would you peek at something you don't even want? So if you're someone who keeps falling for this myth, ask yourself, what am I actually looking for? Because if porn never gave me real pleasure, if it never truly relieved stress, then what exactly am I hoping to find when I just take a peek? And if the answer is nothing, then there's no reason to ever look back. Freedom isn't something you fight for. It's something you choose. And once you choose it, once you see that you're not missing out on anything, quitting isn't hard. It's a relief. That's it for today's episode of the Methodcast. If this resonated with you, don't just think about it, act on it. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it their way. Because sometimes the only thing standing between someone and freedom is a shift in perspective. If this resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need a little encouragement today. Every conversation like this brings us closer to freedom, clarity, and a life that feels truly good. Until next time, stay focused, stay free, and always remember, you are capable of so much more than you realize. Felt that? Go ahead and like, share, or comment. It helps more people hear what they need. We're breaking chains and reclaiming joy, one honest step at a time. Keep showing up, stay curious, and trust this. You're doing better than you think.